Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jenn, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. Hey friends, welcome back to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host and health coach, Jenn, here with you every week. This time is a bonus episode, and the reason for this bonus out of our usual schedule is really something I think very special. So I wanted to come on here with a couple of my friends to share with you about an incredible summit that's actually starting this Friday, February 23rd. And it is a summit called Flourish Beyond 40, and it is designed for women over 40 who are ready to really reclaim their lives, reclaim their health. And like I said, I'm not doing this alone. So let me introduce you to a couple of the people who are here with us, other coaches. So first joining me is Brandy, Searcy. Brandy, a familiar voice for many of our listeners.
Yes, indeed. I believe this is the third time on your podcast.
Yeah, I love it. And Amy Oldfield. Amy is a new voice for everybody. Amy, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, newcomer on the podcast. Great.
Maybe we'll have another appearance soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, and we have a fourth coach for this summit, Amelia, Randolph, Campbell, and we are all coming together. Well, let me stop talking. I'm going to say Brandy is really the coordinator of this mastermind. So Brandy, will you say a little bit about why you brought all of us together and sort of the mission of this summit?
All right. First of all, thank you, Jenn, so much for having me back on the show. And with this summit, so I recently launched a second business. And the reason for doing that is because of a personal struggle myself with 4 major symptoms, one of those being weight gain. And for me, the other 3 symptoms I was able to clear up kind of fairly rapidly after I finally figured out what was actually going on. But it was that weight gain piece, and found myself I'm one of these that steps on the scale every morning, despite what Jenn says, despite the thing you should not do, I do this. I step on the scale every morning, and I was seeing the number either the same as the day before or go up from the day before. And I'd reached a point where even my loose fitting clothes, I was holding together with a safety pin. And for me, I mean, that's when it was, I can't ignore this problem anymore. I've either got to buy new clothes, which I did not want to do, or figure out what is going on. And so, of course, I put my head down and figured out what the missing piece was. I was this close to hiring Amy. And that's because I've been following Amy for a long time now. Amy was actually on my podcast back in 2020 or 2021. She's been in my orbit ever since. I was really ready to reach out to her. And for me, I also struggle with an autoimmune thyroid condition. And this is that was the missing piece. I was inadequately medicated, because it is a condition that I need to be medicated for. And this isn't true for a lot of women, but one of the things that is true for a lot of women, especially as we get older, is as we start to lose, as our hormone levels of those reproductive hormones start to drop, we've kind of got 3 hormones that step in to pick up the slack. And so it's really easy for things to get out of balance. So I think for me, just finally peeling back all the layers and getting through to the core of it was so revolutionary and so transformative. And it's amazing how quickly things shift when you actually address the root of the problem. And because you have been in my space now for a long time as well, Jenn, I'd kind of been looking for an opportunity one of my favorite things to do is collaborate. And it was kind of hard to figure out a way to do that with my otother business. But with this new business, it was kind of a no-brainer to reach out to both you and Amy and ask, hey, do you want to participate? Like, do you want to do something together? And of course, you both said yes. And so here we are.
Yeah. So I love the power of what happens when coaches from different perspectives come together. Like, and I will say, I have done many a summit, many a conference where when this many coaches come together, it costs thousands of dollars, you know, even for just a couple days. And what I love about the way we've been able to do this is that it keeps it accessible. You get all of this expertise and all of this hands-on support and a dialogue with coaches. And we haven't even said it yet. By the way, you guys, it's $39. Like, I sort of feel funny saying it, but it's, you know, it's like, it's a value that, Brandy, to your point in your story, can be the thing to get over that hump, to realize like you're not doomed. You're not going to have to be like ever buying bigger and bigger clothes.
Yeah.
Amy, and maybe that brings us like to the next question. Amy, speak to, if you will, like who this is for, right? Somebody listening, how do they know that like this is the summit for them?
Yeah, great question. So in a nutshell, this is a midlife weight loss summit, but we can't just put all midlife women in the same bucket because we're all having our own challenges and own experience. So the way that we have put together the information in this summit is for those women who are action takers. Like, you are on it. This is not your first rodeo. It's not the first time you've attempted this. So we're really helping women who have been on this weight loss journey for some time. Maybe you've tried intermittent fasting, maybe you've done keto, maybe you've done the Whole30, you've cut out all your carbs, you've just cleaned things up, cut out sugar, and you're still not getting the results. And these are the kind of women that I work with in my coaching business every single day. And I really feel the frustration that comes from this. Like, you used to be able to maybe eat whatever you wanted to eat, or if you gained a little bit of weight, it was pretty simple to get a few pounds off. But like, your old tricks aren't working anymore. The new tricks aren't working either. And your clothes don't fit. You don't like looking in the mirror anymore. And you're fed up of like all the researching. I see so much information out there now. Nutrition, exercise, hormones, weight loss, like it goes on and on. And if I feel like I'm getting bombarded by this information and sometimes confused myself as someone who's been in the health and fitness space for 11 years, I can't even imagine how confused other women are feeling. So I feel so grateful to be part of this, because I know that we've got a group of coaches here, like it's 4 of us that have come together. We all have a slightly different take on things, but we're going to be able to demystify a lot of the confusion that women are feeling now and give them some really tangible pieces to understand why their body is going through these changes now. And the action steps to take it so that you can start to see results with more ease. You can start to feel better. You can start to enjoy that process, not just in your body, but in your mind as well. And the way that I speak to the priorities with my clients of how we need to come at this is that the mindset piece, that's where it all starts. So This summit isn't just going to be like, right, so here's the nutrition plan you need to follow, here's the workouts, go away and do it, because we all know that doesn't work. Like, we have to address mindset first. The stories you're telling yourself, your beliefs about what's happened in the past and what's possible in the future, and all of that crap that goes on in our brains. We're going to get into that as well.
Yeah, it's so interesting because as you're sharing that, I'm thinking of so many women that I've worked with, and even in our initial conversations, they'll say, oh my God, I feel like a weight is lifted. And I think that's what everyone can expect to walk away from this summit with, is like, the weight of the world feels like it's on your shoulders right now. And while in some areas of your life it is, we can lift it up. We can make it a little lighter and make sure that you have the plan and some action steps and momentum toward the rest of your life with health and energy and vitality and all the things, right? Like, maybe to some degree managing expectations, right? What can people expect? Like, this is 15 days, and we'll talk about the logistics in a second. But over this basically 2 weeks, what can people expect and, to say at the end of it? And I open this up to both of you.
And Jen, I think you really hit the nail on the head with the weight of the world kind of lifting from our shoulders, and then also tying into what Amy has said already, is like, the purpose of the summit is to clear the path. So often, whether we're talking weight loss, whether we're talking health in general, the problem is the path is so overgrown and so like weedy and jungle-like, you can't even see it. And so I think with this it's really like, my number one goal from the summit is for women to walk away with clarity, walk away empowered to know what their next best steps are towards weight loss and weight management.
Yeah, I think it really is clearing that path, getting through a lot of the BS that women might be seeing on their social feeds right now. And some of the things we might say might sound controversial. They might conflict against what other experts or doctors have told you. And we just want to show you a different way of doing things and a way that we know works. So if I just speak to the 2 sessions that I'm going to be covering throughout the summit, I'm going to be going through my 3 pillars for hormonal fat loss. And these are the 3 really key pieces that women need to focus on to get their hormones into a good spot, to get their body healthy so that it wants to lose weight. Like, we can often get it the wrong way round. Oh, I'm going to lose weight to get healthy. But we need to really get healthy before our body even wants to lose weight. And that's where I really focus on the hormonal side of fat loss. But I can also be really old school when it comes to fat loss. And we can't deny the good old calories in, calories out science piece. Like, that has to be addressed if we want to be successful in our weight loss journey. And so my other session is really going to focus on this. And I'm going to spell out the 4 phases of a body transformation, like what that roadmap looks like for women. And most women are only really focusing on one of those phases, which is the active fat loss phase, where you're eating less and you're seeing your waistline go down and the scale drop or whatever, but missing out the 3 other phases. And if you don't follow the 3 other phases, then your metabolism goes down the toilet. You have super high cravings, you have low energy, high hunger, and probably, even if you're successful in the short term, in the long term, you're going to experience that really frustrating weight gain rebound, which we've either all seen in ourselves or we've seen it with our friends and our family. And so my mission for all women is to never have to diet again. Like, if you want to lose weight, let's do it properly. Let's get it done once, and then let's move on with the rest of your life. So that's what I want women to feel like when they come away from my sessions.
Exactly. And I think, speaking to the other sessions, right, I know Amelia is going to talk a lot about that mindset stuff, Amy, that you were talking about before. Amelia's focuses on, that story we tell ourselves, right? Like, and the story we have all been told of, oh, well, that's just the body shape of older women. Like, we're going to change that story, right? Amelia's going to help us reprogram our minds with some really tangible, actionable tools. And that's where we start, right? And then we're going to get into, all of Amy's tactical pieces. And Brandy, you're going to speak more about hormones. Talk to us about the two topics you're covering.
Yeah. So the first session we were talking about insulin, and with this, estrogen has gotten a really bad rap in our society. We hear estrogen dominance all the time, and we're going to demystify estrogen dominance, because what's really going on as women approach menopause is our estrogen levels decline. And estrogen is so important for maintaining healthy blood sugar. And so it plays a role in how insulin works in the body. So we're going to talk about that in the first session. And then the second one, we're going to focus in on both thyroid hormones as a bucket and then cortisol, the thyroid cortisol connection. With this is the cortisol piece in particular is why we see estrogen dominance become a problem during middle age. And so we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about why there's such a balance between these, because there's the thyroid hormone that's in the bloodstream, and then there's the thyroid hormone that actually gets in the tissues where it needs to be. And that's where the cortisol comes in. Like, we need healthy cortisol levels. And a lot of times those just go completely out of whack when we're seeing estrogen and progesterone start to decline.
Yeah, this is the piece that I think for so many people is so confusing and creates a lot of that shiny object syndrome phase that I see so many people where it's like, well, today I'm going to try this and tomorrow I'm going to try that because I saw this on Instagram or whatever, right? So these sessions, right, again, clearing the fog, having that plan, and clearing up a lot of the confusion around what's actually happening in the body.
Right. Because there's so much about, try this adrenal cocktail. And then the adrenal cocktails a lot of times actually exacerbate estrogen dominance because they have too much salt in them. And I mean, we definitely need salt, but with everything in health, there's a balance. And so that's the other piece to this. This is something that is so hard because we love seeing the world in black and white, and nothing is black and white. It is all shades of gray.
Yeah. So that actually brings up, so I'm going to talk about some supplementation pieces, right? So again, it's in that world of gray, how do we figure out what the supplementation pieces are for each of us, because they will be different. And also I'm talking about behavior change, right? So that process of everything we're learning, how do we actually implement it? How do we create that plan for what this is going to look like so that it becomes a part of our lives rather than taking over our lives, right? And speaking of that, by the way, let's talk about the logistics of this summit, because this summit is also not going to take over your life. It's going to fit into your life.
That's a great segue to talk about when on earth this summit's happening, how long it is, when to show up. Yeah,
exactly. Amy, walk through it.
So this is going to be a 2-week summit, which starts on 23rd of February, as Jen said at the start of this episode. Now, that doesn't mean you're turning up, meeting us every day for 2 weeks. Please don't. The idea here is that a lot of summits that I've been to are a whole day, and you might have like 8 or 9 or 10 speakers over the course of a day, and I can never turn up to them all. I miss a lot of speakers. I sign up for things and then don't turn up, and then it's just a big waste of my time. So what I wanted to do was create a way for you to really easily absorb all of this information and then implement it. So you're going to come and meet with us for 1 hour every Monday and every Friday over 5 sessions. And then you have breathing space in between those sessions to actually digest everything that we've spoken about, to go away and put some action steps in place, do your homework before we meet again. And we've also created a private Facebook group with it as well. So in between those sessions, you can converse with us and the other women who have registered for the summit. So we want you to feel like you're going to be on a journey with us over 2 weeks. But it's going to fit into your life, nice and easy. And everything will be recorded because, life, and you can't always turn up live. So there'll be replays for those sessions that you miss.
Exactly. So I'm just going to repeat. It's 1 hour, Monday and Friday, from each Monday and Friday from February 23rd through March 8th. It is noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And Amy in the UK, what time is it for you? 5 p.m.?
Yeah, it'll be 5 until 6. And then the very last session that we have on Friday the 8th of March is a special one, isn't it? So this is where we're going to have a panel discussion. So you are going to have direct access to all four of us, but to me, to Brandy, Amelia and Jenn, to fire away, to pick our brains, to bring us all of the challenges and questions that have come up throughout the summit. We're just gonna hash it out together. And this is only $39, like we said before, and you're going to have access to 4 amazing brains that are going to have some solutions to all of the problems that you're facing now. I think if you were going to book like a 1 hour consultation with a lot of health and wellness experts, you'll pay maybe $200 for that hour consultation. So this is going to be amazing value for you.
Absolutely. I want to wrap this up so that everybody can get on with their day. Like we said, $39, 5 sessions, 4 coaches over 2 weeks. This is really an unbelievable deal. And we haven't even talked about all the bonuses that people are getting and all the other things available. So I'm going to put a link in the episode notes, but if you're available to type, you can go to tinyurl.com/flourishbeyond40. or just click the link in the episode notes. There is more information there about each one of us, about all the sessions, even testimonials and people's experiences from this information and these coaches. So all of your questions are there. And also send us a message. If you have another question that we haven't tackled, reach out, join us. We would love nothing more than to spend 2 weeks helping you get on the path of good things to happen, as I like to say. Brandy, Amy, final thought or anything else?
Yeah, I am so excited for this. And I love the idea of starting out with Amelia's mindset piece. Like, I am so excited for that. And it is that Amelia's 2 sessions in particular are going to be kind of more interactive. So I'm so excited for it. Yeah. I love mindset coaches. And this in particular, I think the way that she has like the first day activity planned, it's going to be like so much fun.
This is going to be a powerful experience. That's all I have to say. It's going to be powerful. So come join us in the power.
Absolutely. So everybody, tinyurl.com/flourishbeyond40. We start on Friday, so don't delay. Book your seat. There is a limit. So make sure, you click that link and get registered before the seats fill up. And with that, we will see you back here on Wednesday for our regularly scheduled programming. And of course, the Nutrition Nugget on Friday. Thank you, Brandy, Amy, for joining me. And we will see everybody next time.
Bye-bye.
Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.